everybody, it's me, Kay. Hope you're having a beautiful day. So, today I'm going to be talking to you about the house where I grew up. I don't know if you guys want to hear this or not, but it's kind of interesting. So, the house I grew up in, my mom and dad, they bought it when I was around 8 years old. And that house it's so haunted, believe it or not. I'm going to tell you stories. There are so many stories that I really, truly don't even know where to begin. I was talking to my mom last night on the phone to see if she could remember like the first incident that happened and the second and the third and things like that. But there's just so many things that happened there. She told me to write them down because there's so many. You know, you'll be talking about one, and then something else that you remember from the past pops up that happened, and you're like, oh yeah, I gotta tell everybody about that and this and that and this, because it's just one thing after another after another after another, and it's crazy. So like I said, you can believe this or not, it's up to you, but these are actual true stories that I saw with my own eyeballs, I heard with my own ears, and my whole family heard it. It's not just me, it's not just, my mom, not just my dad, my whole entire family, my mom, dad, brothers, and sister. So we moved into this house when I was about 8 years old, and the house was kind of small. So my dad was always, he's a carpenter, and he was always, building onto the house and things like that. So and adding additions to the house, more rooms and things, because now the house is huge. But whereas when we first got the house, it was just 2 bedrooms. Now it's like 5 bedrooms. I have heard, and it makes me feel like I can't really even breathe just thinking about all the things that happened in that house and sharing it with you. I mean, I want to share these with you, but if I have to like put you on pause for a minute just to catch my breath, I'm sorry. But it might not sound as scary to you as really being there. But I have heard that when you do construction to a house, it stirs up like ghosts and spirits and things. They don't like that. So maybe that's why, because my dad was really, truly adding, rooms, adding closets, cabinets, you name it. He would do things when he was just bored. He's so awesome. Hi, Daddy. I love you. Mommy, I love you. We moved in, and we hadn't been there, I would say, maybe a few weeks. And at this time there was only 1 bathroom in the house, and my brother, who is 2 years younger than me, was taking a bath. He's just a little kid. I was 8, so he was 6, and he was just taking his little bubble bath. And I remember the sound of him screaming at the top of his lungs, Mommy, Mommy. So of course, we all ran because he was just screaming. It was screaming so loud. And we all went in there, to see what was wrong with him. And he had jumped out of the bathtub, and Mommy, put a towel around him, and he was shaking. He was so scared. And Mommy's like, what's wrong? And, he said, the door came open, and I'm using his little kid voice. The door came open and I thought you were coming in here, but it wasn't you. It was this like long, stringly, really long, dark hair and these like sharp teeth, and it had this big, long nose, and it was like a witch or something, and it was like going like this, like it was going to get me. It did, and we were like, well, did it say anything? No. But, you know, we played it off. We just thought, you know, he would just got scared. But you ask him today, it would be cool if he was here to tell you himself. He still will not talk about that experience. He was so scared for the longest of time. Whenever he would go to potty, to the bathroom, he would have Mommy sit outside the door just in case. And that was the very, very first thing that happened there at the house. The second thing I remember is, wasn't long after that, down where I'm from is, you know, southeastern Kentucky, and there's little churches, and when, you know, new people move in, the preacher would come over to introduce himself and to invite you to his church. And he was so awesome. We went to his church for a long time, and I miss him and stuff. But anyway, he came over just to say hi, and him and his wife. I think his kids might have been there too. And so me being 8 years old, and I was kind of shy, and I would just, you know, sit there, and I wouldn't talk or anything because I was shy. But I would take everything in like a sponge, and I would notice his body language and what he would say, and you know how kids are, they just take everything in like a sponge. But I noticed he started like fidgeting, and, you know, like couldn't sit still, and he just like turned like white, and he says this, he's like, I have to go. He's like, I have a really, really strange feeling about this house. He said, I will be back. I'm going to bless this house for you. So, maybe a week later, not even, he comes back, and he brings his Bible, and we're all, you know, in the living room, and we're down on our knees, and he's praying and blessing the house. And he was like, I just have this really strange feeling here. It's not a good feeling. He's like, this has never happened to me before. And that's when, I guess you could say, all hell broke loose. Let's see, what else can I tell you real fast? There's just so many things that happen there. Oh, okay. This is what happened next. This was just a few weeks after he had blessed the house, maybe not even that long, because I was 8 years old. I can't really remember the exact times, but I was in the living room, and I kept hearing this bzz, 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 and I was like, what the heck is that noise? So I went investigating, and I went into the family room, and in the corner, you know how the walls are like this corner, for of course you do, and there was, you know, no holes in the wall, no pictures on the wall yet, because we hadn't been there too long. There were wasps from in the corner, like the corner crack was like here. It was like wide, well, you can't see it, like this wide from the floor, from the ceiling to the floor, filled, I'm not kidding, I saw this with my own eyes, with a wasp, red, mad sounding wasp, and they were like this thick, crawling on top of each other, this thick. And I was like, mommy, look, you gotta see this, oh my gosh. And she came running, and she was like, oh my gosh, you get, you know, my younger brother and my younger sister, and you take them out on the porch. So I did exactly that, because there were so many, and I have been stung by a wasp before, and it hurts really bad. And my brother's allergic, so I had to get him out. So we were out on the porch. My mom, poor little thing, my dad wasn't there that day, but she grabbed a blanket, put it over her head, and she grabbed some bug spray. It took approximately maybe a minute for her to say, get out on the porch, and her to grab a blanket and the bug spray, and she had a fly flapper thing. That's what she was going to kill those million. I'm not kidding. There had to be thousands and thousands and thousands of wasps, a can of bug spray, and a fly flapper. Poor thing. So when she goes in there, she's like, hey, because you know I was the older of the three. My oldest brother, I don't know where he was at. He was probably out playing somewhere. She goes, Kay, come here, look at this. And in maybe 2 minutes, not even 1 minute, those 10 million wasps were gone. They were completely gone. Even if they would have been a tiny little crack hole in the wall, which there wasn't where they came in, it would have took them days and days to get out. But they were there, and then they wasn't. True story, absolutely true. This is just still one of the stories from when I was just a little kid. I have so many stories, ghost stories, if you want to hear them, and it involves seeing people, hearing people. If you want to hear more, just let me know. Just leave me a comment. Say yes. Tell me more of your paranormal experiences that you've had, because there's so many. Truly, I would like to write a book about it. And I'm just giving you the short version. So if you're really interested in this, I'll give you the long extended versions. So I'm going to cut this video short now. I hope you enjoyed it. Just leave me a comment, subscribe, like. Have a beautiful day. You're so special. Don't let anybody make you think that you're not. I love you guys. Have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.